Good morning, church. I'm here with my brother Bruce, and I'm going to talk about how do you do a devotional. We put these out there every week, and sometimes people ask, well, just how do you go about doing that? How can you do one at home for yourself and accomplish the same thing? So in this case, I asked Bruce a random question, and so he said, well, how do you do a devotional? So I typed in, how do you do a devotional on YouTube, on Google, and we got a whole bunch of answers, and then finally we came across some Bible verses. We found one that we both like. So we're going to do our devotional based on that scripture, which is Psalm 56, verse 3 and 4. Bruce, would you read that?
Sure. It says, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you, in God, whose word I praise. In God I trust and am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me?
So I'm going to tell you a little story. Back when my heart problems first started, I had to have all kinds of tests and stuff. I had angiograms, all those fun things. So one time I had to go in for an angiogram, and I was on the table. I already got my happy shot, and the doctor comes up to me on the gurney, and he says, I'm sorry, Joe, but an emergency has come up, and I have to leave. I'm going to have Dr. can't remember his name, take my place, but he's just as good at this as I am, so he'll be in a second to introduce himself. I said, okay. So I'm laying there on the gurney, and I'm sitting there thinking, Lord, I don't know why I'm getting a second string guy here. I don't know what's up with that, but I trust in you, and I know you're right here with me. So I'm okay. And if anything goes wrong with this and I don't wake up, I'll be next to you. So I'm good with that, and I trust you. And man, did that calm me down. So, well, by this time, that happy shot I got was starting to feel pretty good. And then the doctor comes in to introduce himself, and he says, Joe, you're not going to believe this, but I too got called because I have an emergency also. So, but there's another doctor, Dr. Third String, whose name I don't know, and he's going to be along here, and he's going to introduce yourself, and he's going to do this procedure, and you can trust him. He's good. So now I'm sitting there, and I went, okay, Lord, Third String, not sure what's going on here. But again, I'm sure glad I got you here, because in the days when you weren't around, I would be a wreck right now. But honestly, I know where I'm going. I've got plans like anybody else does, but my plans don't outweigh your plans. So I figure you've got my best interests at heart here. So you're either going to get me through this procedure with flying colors, or again, I'm going to come and see you. And obviously the procedure went well, and here I am. And again, when it was discovered that I had to have open chest heart surgery, God and I had the same conversation, and he put me at peace exactly the same way. And I've had several close calls, and each time God and I had this conversation, and each time he calmed me down. I could feel my blood pressure coming down. I would get this overwhelming sense of peace, and it worked every single time, and it still works to this day, and I have absolute confidence in him. So what I'm saying is, keep that God consciousness in your head. If something's not going to your plan, or the way you think it ought to go, remember, God is in charge, and God knows what he's doing. So talk to him. Tell him what your fear is, and you know what he's going to tell you. He always keeps his promises. He's always good at his word. And I want to close this with Bruce reading this verse one more time. And I hope you guys have a good day. Bruce, would you please read this verse again?
Sure. Again, this from the NIV. It says, when I am afraid, I put my trust in you, in God, whose word I praise. In God I trust, and am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me?
And that's pretty much it. Have a blessed day, church. I love you. Bye.
Bye.